Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Debbie if you're new here. If you're not, welcome back. Today I'll be sharing with you guys my New York City apartment hunting experience in 2023 as a Canadian citizen. So I have lived in New York for a year now, and I feel like I've learned a lot about, I guess, the area and my preferences. I feel like I'm finally ready to make an informative video for you guys, just talking through the whole experience and provide any information that might be useful for you. So the structure of this video is going to be very simple, and you can skip to parts that you want to see if you want. But first, I'm gonna talk about my requirements, so like my non-negotiables and then my nice to haves. And then I will talk about the process of finding apartments to tour, as well as any documents that are required when you are applying. And then I will go through all the different tours that I went on and my thoughts on everything. All the prices will be shown as well for full transparency. So if you guys are interested in that, then please keep on watching. I also want to mention that I'll be looking down a lot because I have all my notes here and I don't want to miss anything. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. Okay, right now, I am living in a studio apartment. When I first moved in, I was all by myself. And then eventually my boyfriend Owen and my dog Peanut joined me. And now it's a little bit more crowded than before, but it's still fine in terms of living because it's nice and cozy and we have everything that we need. However, when it comes to working from home, we both work from home at the same time on some days, so that can get kind of hectic. And that is why for my next apartment, we are looking for a 1 bedroom or more. The next item on the list for our new apartment is transportation. So my current apartment is about 7 minutes from the nearest subway line, which is the ACE. And that gets me to a lot of the places that I need to be. But my next closest subway station is 15 minutes away. And that station has lines that will take me everywhere else in the city. So for the next apartment, I'd like to be closer to at least 2 different subway lines that would take me anywhere in the city. So the next item on the list is lighting. I feel like for myself and for a lot of people out there, my mood is directly correlated with how much sunlight I get. I also want to make more videos for you guys on YouTube, so it would help tremendously to have a lot of good natural lighting. And the last thing on my non-negotiable list is to live on a tree-lined street. This item is more so for Peanut because he goes on a walk 3 times a day. He potties outside, so it's very convenient for us to have trees and greenery along the street for these walks. This way it's easier for him to potty, easier for us when we go out with him. We don't have to like directly seek out for a park specifically. Next, I have some nice to haves for the new apartment. So these are things that I would like, but they are not exactly deal breakers for me. So the first thing is that the building should be an elevator building, or the apartment should not be higher than 4 floors up. Again, this is for myself as well as for Peanut because he is a tiny dog and I feel like going up and down the stairs 3 times a day, if we had more than 4 flights of stairs, it would be very hard on his joints. So this is a nice to have, but like, again, not a deal breaker because we could always just like carry him if anything. And another nice to have would be laundry and building. This is not exactly a deal breaker for me because my current apartment does not have laundry and building. We either go to the laundromat, which is like 2 minutes away from the apartment, or we have like laundry pickup and drop off services, which is a huge lifesaver. Okay, now I'm gonna share with you guys the budget for our new apartment. Before I get into that, I feel like I should put out a little disclaimer. So, as many of you know, New York City is one of the most expensive cities to live in. Not only is the cost of living really high, like when it comes to groceries and also like eating out and going out, but also the rent prices are insane. I recognize that I am very lucky to be able to live here, and I also have help from my boyfriend as we split the expenses. But if you are looking to move to New York City, I highly encourage you to please do your research and your own budgeting because everybody's situation is different. I am just sharing my personal experience for informational and entertainment purposes. And yeah, let's get into the budget. So the budget for the new place that we're looking for is $3,500. That is very reasonable for a one bedroom in New York City right now. Obviously, you can find some for either less expensive or more expensive, but that is just the average that I've been seeing as I scour streeteasy for the past month. Okay, now I'll get into the documents that are required when applying, and first of all, how I find apartments to tour. So if this is not your first New York City apartment hunting video, then you guys know about streeteasy. streeteasy is an app for your phone and also a website on your computer that's super easy to use. There are a lot of helpful filters, and it's the number one preferred source for both tenants and landlords or broker agents. So when you're looking for a place in New York City, chances are streeteasy is your best bet. This will not be a streeteasy tutorial, so you guys can go check that out yourself. Now I'll go into the documents required. I'll actually put it up right over here. These are very standard, but the list can change depending on the apartment you're applying to, what the landlord's looking for, and again, your personal situation. Something that I found that landlords and brokers like to look for is a New York State ID. If you don't have a New York State ID, you could use any other ID from any other state. Personally, I don't have any state IDs, so they asked that I provide my passport. But with that, I also had to provide my visa. So this is the visa that I'm using in order to stay in the country. So just keep that in mind. You can get an ID at the DMV, or you could just show your passport. Either way kind of works. Another thing I want to point out is the US credit score. If you're a US citizen, chances are you have a US credit score. But for me, I did not have one until like 8 months into living in the US. So at this point, I did have a US credit score to apply with. But if you do not, I heard that some landlords would accept guarantors. Guarantors include third-party guarantors as well. So what that means is you can either have a family member sign the lease with you as your guarantor. This family member will also have to have a minimum income requirement. Next, you could also have a third-party guarantor like Rhino. So what that means is you can sign up with this service by paying them monthly, and they will sign the lease with you in the form of a guarantee. Another alternative, if you don't want to use guarantors, is you could use your Canadian credit score. I don't know how many landlords accept that. My current one was fine with it, but I know that some landlords are not okay with that. So just something to keep in mind regarding credit scores. Okay, now that all the information is out of the way, let's get right into the apartment tours. So apartment number one already started off my search so strong. I kind of wish I never saw it because I could not stop comparing all the other apartments to this one. It was literally so perfect for me. So going down my list, this is a 2-bedroom, so it's more than a 1-bedroom. It's literally 30 seconds away from a subway line, 3 to 5 minutes away from 2 other subway lines. So next, as you can see, the lighting is beautiful here. It is a floor-through apartment, so that means it has north and southern exposure. You can see there's like sunlight just pouring in from all directions. And finally, it's on a tree-lined street. So now let's get into the cons of this apartment. Number one, there is no elevator and it is on the 5th floor. This is a 5th floor walk up. I have to walk 5 flights of stairs to get to this apartment, and they are not easy stairs. Next, there is no laundry in building. And that kind of ties up to the first con as well, because if you ever did your laundry, you would have to like carry that all the way up and down the stairs. Same thing goes for groceries. Same thing goes for like anything really when you're getting home from work or when you're getting home from a long night out at like 3 a.m. I imagine that the last thing you want to do is hike up 5 flights of stairs. Apartment number 2 is completely different from my vibe in general, but I wanted to check it out anyway. This is a 1-bedroom corner unit in a luxury building. There is ensuite laundry, there are beautiful stainless steel appliances, and there are a lot of amenities in the building. And this apartment was $3,500. Since this apartment is completely different from the vibe I'm looking for, I wasn't even really considering. I was just curious to see what it's like, and this is what it's like. Apartment number 3 is super tiny compared to the other 2 that I saw. It is still a 1-bedroom, but I can't imagine fitting anything I need here. I don't know where I would put like my work desk, my vanity table. I can't even imagine where I would put Peanut's bed, to be honest. So this was already a no for me because of the size, but the other boxes were checked off. Transportation, that was good because it was still like 2 minutes away from one line and then like 5 minutes away from another line. So that was okay. It's on a tree-lined street. It's in a beautiful neighborhood. Everything's fine, but like I just didn't think the size is feasible. Apartment number 4 is a beautiful apartment. It is a 1-bedroom. It has all the appliances in the kitchen. It has a big bathroom. I forgot to bring my camera for this one, so I filmed it on my phone. But you can see how big and spacious this apartment is. It's also great in terms of lighting because you can see the sunlight is pouring in and everything. The biggest con about this apartment was the location. This was on a major street. It was on an avenue. So first of all, it was very loud outside. You can't really hear in the video, but you can hear it so clearly when you were in the apartment. No trees, not tree lined. Peanut would have nowhere to potty. It was also really close to a bridge. So the traffic there also contributed to the noise. So did not like that one. Apartment number 5 was another great find. It was a huge 1-bedroom with a dining area. I didn't even allow myself to dream of a dining area when I was apartment hunting, so when I saw this, I was blown away. The transportation boxes also tick because it's like 3 to 5 minutes away from 4 different subway lines, which is insane. The lighting, you can't really tell in the video, but it would have a really good lighting as well because this is another floor through unit, so that means it would have north and south exposure. It's also on a tree-lined street in a beautiful neighborhood, and all the boxes are just checked. It is not an elevator building, but it is only on the 2nd floor, so there's only 1 flight of stairs to walk. And there is no laundry in building, but like I said, I'm okay with that just because I don't have laundry right now and we just kind of get like delivery and drop-off services, which is fine. So out of all the apartments, I applied to number 1 and number 5. I did not get number 1. It was very competitive. I went during their open house and the line went all the way down. Like I mentioned, there are 5 flights of stairs. It went down to like the 3rd floor or something. I guess it was really competitive. I applied for apartment 5 as well, and I ended up getting apartment 5. So if you are interested in seeing more of my journey and following along for my moving experience, then don't forget to subscribe and check back because I will be filming everything. And yeah, if you enjoy, please give me a like, comment, or subscribe so that we can get to know each other better.